Now we're here on this crisp and dry, freezing Sunday morning, and it is the big day, and the day has arrived of the major drive against suicide, which is commencing from the wonderful park here in Mungret, the GAA pitch, and is heading out west and will be covering all the N69 route down actually into Kerry. The brainchild of this major project and great success to date is Cormac Hayes, a County Limerick man. Cormac, it's the big day. It has arrived.
Yeah, it has arrived. It's the 6th of June or 6th of November, and I suppose the last couple of weeks we've just been finalising. This week it's been touch and go with everything and just getting everything right. But look, it's going to be an emotional morning here, for families and for families who have people suffering from depression. We're just across the way from a graveyard here in Mungret, and unfortunately there's a lot of beautiful lives inside there, and that's what we don't want anymore, John. I suppose the whole aim for the drive is to show that we're an upcoming committee, and we're raising funds there for Pieta House and Limerick Suicide Watch. But it was never about the money, it's about making the awareness, because there's families don't know where to turn or where to go, and hopefully today that they'll see that Pieta House is here, which is one of the big organisations in mental health. So we're hoping families are here to celebrate their loved ones are not forgotten, and that we're remembering them, and we'll be remembering them by leaving go of doves and balloons today.
Fantastic. Yeah, I know it's going to be very, very impressive. You have a lot of trucks coming in very, very shortly as well. But one thing that you said there that struck me as well about the mental health clinic, you're really focused on getting this up and running in Limerick.
Yeah, look, I suppose when you go out and patrol with Limerick Suicide Watch and you come across interventions that you see the lads working on, I think enough's enough. I think in the last 3 years there's been about 50 people I knew that have died from suicide, and enough's enough. It's time to step up to the mark and actually sit down with organisations, our local councillors here in the city and county, and our TDs. We're not going bombarding them, we're asking them, and if we don't get it there, we'll go somewhere else. If we have to do a march in the streets of Limerick, we'll do something.
You'll do it.
It'll take me 5 years the most, but that's my plan, John.
Well, I think you're going to succeed with the great people here and the support, the public support as well. And there is one thing, and it's a message that we should really get out there today, and really hopefully that you will, and the great team with you. No one needs to be lonely and isolated out there anymore. They need to talk to people.
I suppose it's easily said and done. Look, I know what it's like. Six years ago when we were at the end of the line, John. It's easier said that no one needs to feel alone. People do feel alone. They don't know where to go for help. They're afraid to talk. We live in a society where we seem to be bombarded down on top of mental health. If a person has cancer, someone will go over and ask them how they are and everything like that. Anyone that suffers from mental health, they don't want to go over and ask them, well, are you okay? Which is the important word.
Yes.
This event here this morning, the drive against suicide, wouldn't have happened without the support of the likes of Brian Geary, DJ Daly, the local business people.
Yes.
We got turned away from one or two people. We didn't hold grudges or what, because we knew there was a lot more people out there willing to help us.
Correct.
And
they're there.
Especially for the people who came here this morning to make this event to happen, I'd like to thank them.
Yes.
I'd like to thank all our sponsors and the people who supported us, especially with all the messages I've gotten over the last 2 weeks. The phone calls I've got, the ones I didn't answer because I didn't know who was ringing me because I was up the walls and stuff, but it was fantastic. But one thing I got to say, I've got a fantastic committee behind me.
Absolutely. For that.
Every one of them come from every different part of life, and they're here for a reason, because they really care about mental health. And without them, this dream wouldn't have come true this morning, and I would thank them so much for it.
Cormac, you have a very, very busy day ahead of you. I don't know where you get your energy from, but all to say is that as part of the online radio, we are behind you 100%, and this will be going out national and internationally as well. So all the support is there for you. Well done to you, Cormac, and your great team, and we'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Sean. And just one more thing, we are going to get that mental health clinic and if it takes me 5 years, we're going to get it.
That's our motto. Well done to you.
Thanks a million.
Right, and again, just looking at the crowds that are starting to come into the grounds here of Mungret GAA, it's a fantastic setting here in St. Paul's, and it's I'm sure the committee are very grateful to the people here that have the clubhouse to give such great facilities. There's a lot of trucks that will be coming here. Local public people from all over the city and the county will be arriving very shortly, as well as many articulated trucks. So we're going to do a film shoot of them as well. Really looking forward to it. Now, two young ladies on our first film shoot that made a huge impression on viewers right across the country were two girls, Teresa and Emma. And now, looking at the big day, it has arrived, as we said to Cormac as well. It's going to be a very busy day, but as Cormac said, to go out there and get the message out there. It's not about money, it's just about getting the awareness out there.
Yeah, I mean, we just, like, I even felt this morning, I panicked. I said to Teresa, I'm kind of panicking.
Right.
And she goes, what are you panicking for? And I just turned around and I said, I hate having melting in us. You overthink, like I was overthinking this morning, but this then is bringing people together.
Yes.
We're still showing it's okay to talk and don't be afraid, as we said in our last interview as well. It's overwhelming and it's a bit emotional at the moment because
of course it is.
2 long hard months we've been working, we've constantly been doing stuff, and the day is here.
Yes.
It's, oh God, I don't know, it's still overwhelming at the minute.
Yeah. Can I just ask you something as well, a little personal question, but I'm not intruding.
No.
Do you find that in the low moments or anything like that, that human companionship lifts you or helps you?
I do, because at the time when I first told someone that I was feeling the way I was feeling, I was with someone at the time.
Yes. Yeah.
And I told them everything and I confided in them. And then when there was a breakup, I felt like the worst thing I'm going to have to do is now, eventually when I meet someone else, I'm going to have to tell them my whole story again and why I'm feeling like this.
Yeah.
That's sometimes the worst thing. You're telling people how you feel, you're really opening up.
Yes.
And then all of that is gone. And then you have to go and you have to think, if I find someone else, I'm going to have to do the same thing again. And then I don't want people to be thinking...
Does that turn you off in a way of having... Is that a barrier to a relationship,
it
do you
is.
think? In your eyes?
It is.
No one else's eyes, only yours.
No, to mine, I'm very... After that, I'm not very trustworthy.
Right,
I find it very hard to trust. I keep my guard up.
All right,
and
okay.
I'm afraid to let it down. And then I know what's going to happen. I'll end up pushing someone away.
Right, okay.
Unfortunately.
Can you get over that, do you think, in time?
I think so, yeah.
Because I'm sure a person like you with such great insight and emotion has so much to offer people.
It's just... at the moment, I'm just focusing on mental health.
I know, yes, yeah.
But eventually, I think, with my story and what's going on, I can take it further.
Well,
and maybe I could end up finding someone else who has ever felt the same way as me.
Of course,
and
they are there. That's what the link can do that. It will click.
There's
you
many
know.
people out there like that, so.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how are you today?
I'm good.
You're freezing.
I'm just a little bit.
Anyway, this is another big great day, isn't it?
It is. It's great. It's a great turnout. It's good to see everyone coming together, because I think with mental illness, a lot of people feel like they're on their own.
Yes.
So when you're coming to an event like this and you look around, everyone has their story, so you feel like you're not on your own.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's a good feeling.
Yes.
It's a good feeling.
Now, it's all about awareness, getting the message out there, get people to talk to each other. I know it's great to have technology, phones, Instagram, Facebook and Twitter and all. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
They're necessary for life. But the art of conversation, you know, how are you today? Are you okay?
Yeah. No, see, people are going to come to this event today and some are going to make new friends.
Yes.
People are going to hear other people's stories, and you're going to sit there and you're going to think, Jesus, I was at home last weekend and I felt absolute crap. And then you come to an event like this and because you know what, I'm actually not on my own. there's people out there that are suffering the same way as I am. So now I have all these people, because we have our Facebook page, Drive Against Suicide, they're going to see everyone that has liked this page. There's nearly 2,000 people on this page. They all have their stories. Like, when I joined this committee, I didn't know Emma, and the only person I knew was Cormac. And now I am best friends with everyone. Like, I feel like I've known Emma forever. Like, with my own story, like, I felt alone, but now I feel like I don't feel alone. Since this event, this has helped me. Whatever what everybody else has come to this, for me personally, it has helped me.
Yes. Well, the one thing is that we're planning at the moment is this. I said it to Cormac and to a number of people from Pieta House and all, and to Drive Against Suicide, that we're going to have one of our programs every week for people like yourselves that can get a message out, come into the studio and talk, and get other people, young people with you to come in as well on a regular basis. And with that, the Drive Against Suicide will make its mark nationally as well. So we're behind you all the way.
Thanks. Okay. Yeah, hopefully it'll end up becoming a big thing. Like, for example, Darkness into Light. That only started off 100 people?
Yeah.
Now it's worldwide. Today is our first day with Drive Against Suicide. It took us 2 months to pull it together. And like, look. You know, next it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
I can see it.
You know, so like hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll all go smooth today, and next year.
Well, you keep the positive spirits there all the time. You're great people. You're making a great impression on everybody, and I know with down the line you will save lives. I know you will. So keep up the good work, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. Thanks very much. Now we're just here in the grounds of the wonderful St. Paul's, and we're just here. Our time here is with the Drive Against Suicide, which is now about to commence on the N69 route. Look out for them. It's going to be very, very impressive, with motorcycles, trucks, and the general public giving their great support. 2 local people who know me, actually, God help them, is Mike and Kay Walsh from Ballyhahill in County Limerick. A great event, a sad event for a great cause, Mike.
Outstanding cause, yeah. The reason we came here today, John, is a lot of people will know me because I was a GA referee in West Limerick for years. Mike Walsh is my name, and a lot of people would know me, and a lot of people would know that I didn't suffer from depression all the time that I was refereeing in West Limerick. I was very bad with depression from time to time. I was diagnosed in 1987 with depression. Yes. I had bad depression, and in 1991 I started bleeding from my bowel, and I was diagnosed with a disease called ulcerative colitis. Now, I struggled with that for years, put on medication and everything for it, and I had a major operation in 2005 where I have a permanent colostomy bag, but I still suffer from the depression, and I think this is a brilliant thing, a brilliant thing for people that suffer from depression, because I was at death's door at one stage when I didn't know what was wrong with me. You see, people don't understand when they get depression what's actually wrong with them until maybe somebody wises them up as to what's going on inside in their head, and that, you know. You just don't know where you are, what's happening to you. You just haven't a clue. But as soon as you find out that you're suffering from depression, and if you have these thoughts of suicide in your head, well, there's only one place then you're going to finish up if you don't look after yourself. Yes. I went for help when I copped onto it like that.
Great.
It was my head that was
wrong. So important, Mike. That was the best decision you probably ever made.
It was the best decision I made. Like, you know, if I told you the way ideas I had about how I was going to in my life, like, it would make your hair stand, you know, but the help is there. If people go for it, the help is there.
Yes.
There is brilliant help there, and once you get into the system, they will look after you.
Isn't that fantastic? But Kay, behind every great man, there's a great woman. So you gave him all the support as a great wife.
Yeah, it is a lovely occasion to be here, but also for someone that's the partner of or the wife of a fella that has depression and that. So
you know, your story needs
tough,
to be told as well. It is tough, yes. Yeah.
But sure, look, hopefully we're at the other side of it.
Well, you look great.
You know, so.
And thanks be to God for that, and both of your standing, which is a testament to the fact that Mike went off there, got help, and with your great support.
Oh God, yeah. So sure.
And the future looks good.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
I know. Day by day, isn't it?
Day by day, yeah. Well, the one thing I would advise people is, like, if you think there's anything at all wrong with you, go and get help. Go to your GP. Your GP will know what to do with you. Once you tell him what thoughts are in your head and what way you're thinking, they'll cop onto it straight away. Somebody talking to me, they'll ask me a few questions about it. I know straight away they were suffering from it, because once you have an insight into it, you'll know. Go talk to somebody and get help. The help is there, and it will. I won't say you'll be perfect, but those thoughts will go to your head after a while.
Yeah, and I think that's the main lesson from this as well. Talk to people, get help. It is there. People are ready to listen, and you're the prime example of that as well. And I'm delighted now that we spoke this morning, Mike and Kay.
Well, I could talk about it anytime with anybody, like it's just.
Well, one of our developments in the new radio station is the fact that I'm going to designate a 1 hour a week on radio, internationally and locally, on mental health. And I'd hope that maybe you might join us and talk to us about it, because everyone that will start to talk, listening to Cormac Hayes and the team there, talk, get it out there. And you said it yourself as well.
Well, once you go for help, it's to recognise what's wrong with you.
Yes.
Once there's something like that in your head, you have a problem, and go and get help. Go and talk to somebody. Go and talk to your GP. That's the best person to go to, is your GP, and they will help you. They have an insight into it. They'll be onto it straight away. They'll put you on medication, and they'll have you seen by the professionals. That's the way to go.
Okay. Well, Mike and Kay.
You can't beat it on your own.
No, you can't. You need help. You need human support.
You do. You need support to beat it,
Best of luck to you. Thanks for everything. Okay. Well, that brings us to the concluding part of our shoot here in St. Paul's in Mungret in County Limerick. And that's just ahead of the major drive against suicide, which will be shortly leaving here on the N69 route down into North Kerry. And we know that local people, Limerick City and county people, people nationally, will lend their support. The main focus of this drive against suicide committee is to have in Limerick City and county a mental health clinic. I know it's a long road ahead. Funds can be a bit tight government wise as well, but it is so essential now to have the services there for people that need them. And with all the young men and women that we have met here over the last couple of weeks in the city and the county of Limerick, I think it's going to be a major success. So if you do see them along the route, or if you go on their website, please help in any way that you can. These people need it, because none of us know in the near future or the distant future, people belong to us may be affected by depression or in fact self-harm. Thank you indeed. My very best of thanks to David O'Brien, our cameraman, and from myself, John Prendergast, here at St. Paul's in Mungret on this beautiful Sunday morning. Gurna Míle Mágad, Agus Slán.